All right, welcome back here to the Hill on NewsNation. So the White House earlier today seemingly shot down the idea that President Biden would take executive action on the southern border anytime soon.
And we always said that we don't believe moving with an executive action is the way to go. We want to see that proposal, but we're always going to look at all options. I don't have a decision to be made. I don't have anything to announce, but you know, we're going to continue to call on Republicans, call on Congress to move that that bipartisan Senate proposal forward.
Instead, the White House says President Biden spoke with his Mexican counterpart over the weekend, saying, quote, the two leaders ordered their national security teams to work together to immediately implement concrete measures to significantly reduce irregular border crossings while protecting human rights. So I wonder what happened here, because this was the big story in Axios earlier this month. Quote, Biden plans order to limit southern border crossings by the end of the month. We got now 36 hours, and you heard from the White House, or 48 hours, whatever it is. And you heard from the White House earlier today, basically, Brad saying that ain't happening anytime soon. Was that a trial balloon that popped?
Hard to say. This is a complicated issue for the president. I think he hasn't done a good job of handling it. I think, you've got a very diverse Democratic constituency that can take any kind of action at the border on the executive level, very differently. And I think they want Congress, and Congress should lead on this. I mean, it absolutely should. The Senate had a great deal that would have helped the crisis at the border. President Trump killed it. House Republicans had something. Why are we not meeting in the middle here to try to discuss how to move forward? And as you saw, just funding right now, it's hard to get because of how divided Congress is. So the president's like, I think he's made a mistake here in not jumping in on executive action. But at the same time, too, Congress should be acting as well, and they just really are not even debating this right now.
Well, what's he going to do? What's he going to do with an executive action with no funding? I'm sorry.
Secure the border, same thing he did when he came into office, and he reversed it with his executive authority.
There's a whole lot in that joint statement, though, because I got a good feeling he's going to follow the roadmap of Donald Trump to some extent, because you're going to see more action from Mexico on their side of the border than him doing an executive action with no funding. And funding is very important to really be effective. I always thought the invitation for executive action by the Republicans to Biden, the same executive action that Trump never took, was a trap for him. You need funding to be an effective executive order.
It's April
order
of election year.
Right, so is he going to come back?
Just now talking about this border. It's been going on for years.
Well, he's not just now talking about it. Right? He's been
within the last 6 to 8 months, he's talking about it.
But he doesn't beat Trump on this issue. This isn't good for him.
And that's a big problem, too.
People remember what it was like under President Trump and how secure we were. We just had 3 little
toddlers.
toddlers.
Well, we were caging.
In Washington State,
they did that.
We have fentanyl coming across. I mean, we had 3 little toddlers. 1 died, 2 poisoned by fentanyl in Washington State.
We have 50,000 children.
That wasn't happening
that's motivating liberals. That wasn't before.
Aaron, let me ask you the question that I started with. This was floated earlier this month. Scoop. Biden plans to limit southern border crossings by the end of the month. And here we are, and the White House says today, ain't happening. So what was that all about? Was that a trial balloon and there was pushback from the left? What was that?
I could fully believe the instance that this was the second trial balloon, because remember, they've done this before where they floated the idea of doing executive action around State of the Union time. Right. And neither of them really worked for this
And then he went to the border. There was some talk, will he do something?
But he didn't.
Right.
And I will say this, if I'm the White House Communications Office right now, I've got a bigger problem on my hand, because reporters are going to start not believing what I'm telling them when I give them a scoop about an executive action, and instead, it never happens. You put yourself, as a professional communicator, you put yourself in a really bad position. Blake, if I gave you a scoop, I was like, yep, end of the month.
I'd be upset at you.
Exactly. This White House discredits themselves as a communications professional arm for the president. They do him a disservice when they put these definitives out like that. So
there's a resolution, Brad, that is coming out this week.
On the floor, under suspension.
Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who's a Republican from the state of Texas, and it essentially goes after President Biden and his handling of the border. And you believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that there are, and you can see some of the instances here for what they sort of the claims that they make against the president. You believe that Democrats are going to sign on to this?
Yeah, I've talked to a few in the Blue Dog Coalition, which are the moderate Democrats in the House who are focused on national security and fiscal responsibility. They are fed up with this border crisis as well and inaction on it. And this is a pretty harsh terms in this resolution directed at the president, and members of his own party are considering voting for it.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.